Good morning all. Today we start with the 9th lesson of social studies related to classification and preservation of forest. Now, we already know what is a resource. That is, in 8th chapter we had done. Any product that fulfills our needs, wants, that provides us satisfaction is termed as resource. Now, human beings' progress, development, existence, everything is dependent on these resources. And our needs also, as I told you, have been fulfilled, and even in future it will be fulfilled through these resources. And we get all these resources from nature, and forests are very important resources, however, because we get various products from this forest to satisfy our needs. It's an important resource. Now, what is forest? In one word, or you can say in few words, forest means group of trees. Or you can also say that it is the collection or accumulation of trees, grass, etc. And what is natural vegetation? That vegetation which grows without any human interference, means those trees, etc. that grows on its own without human being putting in any effort for its growth. That is called natural vegetation. And natural vegetation, other word we can also call it virgin vegetation, and it is found in Himalayas, Thar Desert, etc. So here you will learn the definition of forest, natural vegetation, right? And the other word for natural vegetation. Now let's classify the forest. So how are the forests classified? We had learned in 9th standard related to types of forest, right? Here we are going to learn classification of forest. So we classify on the basis of administration, ownership and management. So let's see what it is. Now first, on the basis of administration, types of forest. First is reserved forest. Reserved means, for example, you reserve your seat somewhere. Say your train tickets or flight tickets or maybe your movie tickets. When you reserve it, when you book it, that's when you book, that seat becomes yours. Now nobody else can come and take away your seat. That way, here one type of forest on the basis of administration is reserved forest. Now reserved forest means it is under the control of government, directly under the control of government, and there is restrictions over here. There are rules and regulations of the government related to pasturing, collecting the woods, lumbering, etc. Now what do you mean by pasturing? Pasturing means cattle rearing. Understood? So on the basis of administration, first reserved. Second is protected. Protected means what? Means these forests are looked after by administration department. Now local people are given the permission to enter this forest, but up to a particular limit, and they can collect the wood and take their animals to graze. But they have to take care that they do not harm any trees. And unclassified means the one that is not classified. Such forests are called unclassified forests. And here there is no restriction on animal grazing, tree cutting. Now why? Now why this forest you call unclassified, or why there is no restriction? Simple. These forests are so very far off, either at higher altitude or very far away in some remote region, that there is hardly any population in that area, and mostly it's a tribal class that stays there. So for them, government has allowed somewhat entry over here and no restriction on them. So reserved, total government control, protected, permission is given to the local people, that is people in that area living, to collect wood. Third, unclassified, no rules and regulation on animal grazing and tree cutting. So these three were on the basis of administration. Now next, classification on the basis of ownership and how it is managed. So first is state forest. Say forests of Gujarat. Now they will be directly under the control of central or state government. Then there are communal forests. That is that local area government will control it. That is local self-government controls it. Like you can call Gram Panchayat, municipalities, district Panchayat, they control it. Private forests are owned by individuals. More they are found in Odisha, Meghalaya, Punjab, etc. But they are in haphazard condition. Haphazard means not taken care of, just left away by the owners. Or you can also say sometimes such forests are totally barren, मतलब बंजर हो जाती है ये जगह, because they are not taken care of by the private people or by those individuals who are the owner. So here we saw on the basis of ownership and management, state, communal and private forest. Now we move over to deforestation. Afforestation means growing more trees. Deforestation, cutting off trees, and that destroys the forest. Now this is not only one country's problem. Now deforestation has become a world over problem, that is global problem. Now what's the reason for deforestation or for this destruction? First of all, do you have only one want in a day or in your life? No. We all are human beings whose wants are unlimited. And will you be satisfied with your, say, last year some product that you have bought? No, you will not be satisfied because yes, you will use it. It's not that कि last year जो TV लिया, AC लिया या fridge लिया, you are not going to use it this year. These luxuries we do use. But then we say, if at all वो दूसरा वाला खरीदा होता तो, and then for some years you wait and you move on to your that cropping want. फिर जो छोटी मोटी चीज़ें होती है उसमें तो हम like shopping of clothes and pen or pencil or your say some specs or glares, and your for girls it is like your hairband and tic-tac pins and many colorful things and all. This small and big shoppings, these things कल लिया 4 दिन के बाद पता नहीं कहाँ पे पड़ा हुआ होगा, right? Because we don't want it now because you are satisfied. These are some small things. ऐसे करते 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 हमने देखा तो वर्ल्ड में लोगों की वॉन्ट्स तो अनलिमिटेड हो गई. अंडरस्टूड? अब क्या चाहिए? उन वॉन्ट्स को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए कहीं पे हमें फॉरेस्ट को डिस्ट्रॉय करना पड़ा, तो इट बिकेम अ ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम. और लोगों ने इतना इंटरफियर किया फॉरेस्ट में दैट वी स्टार्टेड डिस्ट्रॉइंग. सो ट्रीज वर डिस्ट्रॉयड ड्यू टू आवर इंटरफियरेंस. तो अब इस इंटरफियरेंस की इफेक्ट क्या हुई? नेचुरली व्हाट इंक्रीजेस? कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इन द एटमॉस्फेयर इंक्रीजेस. Greenhouse effect becomes intense, and naturally when the trees are cut off तो उसके जो रूट्स हैं वो लूज हो जाते हैं, तो सॉइल अपने आप इरोड हो जाएगा, ज़मीन खराब होने लगती है. नाउ यू कांट ग्रो ऑन इट एनीथिंग. फार्म फर्टिलिटी डिक्रीजेस. फिर वहाँ पे उस फॉरेस्ट में रहने वाले जो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं उनका घर हम खराब कर देते हैं. वी डिस्ट्रॉय देयर एबोर्ड्स, मतलब होम्स. खाने की स्कैसिटी आ जाती है वाइल्ड लाइफ के लिए. तो वाइल्ड लाइफ कहाँ पे एंट्री ले लेंगे? they move towards the, you can say, villages, towns, urban areas you can call. और फिर क्या होगा, जैसे ही वो ह्यूमन बीइंग के एरिया में अप्रोच हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनको खाना चाहिए, पानी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सब तो हमने उनसे छीन लिया when we were destroying their home, that is destroying the forest. तब जाके ये एनिमल्स दे स्टार्ट किलिंग ईदर पीपल और डोमेस्टिक एनिमल्स, या फिर हम कह सकते हैं कि ये जैसे ही अर्बन एरिया में अप्रोच करते हैं तो डिस्ट्रक्शन ले आते हैं उस रीजन में. फिर ये कार्निवरस एनिमल कई बार जो शेफर्ड्स होते हैं, मतलब कि जो कैटल रेयरर्स होते हैं, लाइक कैटल को घास खिलाने ले जाते हैं, शेफर्ड वी कॉल इट, उन शेफर्ड के डोमेस्टिक एनिमल्स को वो कार्निवरस एनिमल दे किल देम, क्योंकि ये शेफर्ड्स दे लिव वेरी मच क्लोज टू द यू कैन कॉल फॉरेस्ट रीजन. तो बहुत सारा डिस्ट्रक्शन लेके आते हैं ये वाइल्ड लाइफ, बिकॉज वी आर डिस्ट्रॉइंग देयर होम. And as you move ahead, you will see what should we do now to, you can say, conserve or preserve this forest. So first of all, now let's read it. Research should be carried out to find out the option of wood. कि wood की जगह पे हमें कुछ और यूज़ कर लेना है, तो ऐसा कुछ रिसर्च कैरी आउट करना है ताकि wood कम से कम यूज़ हो and forest will be preserved and conserved. Now, wherever the trees are to be cut inevitably, मतलब compulsorily, ज़रूरी है ही हमारे लिए, तो फिर वहाँ पे क्या करना है हमें, तो उसकी जगह पे जैसे हमने ट्री कट किया क्योंकि वो नेसेसरी है हमारी कंट्री के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, तो उसकी जगह पे उसी स्पीशीज़ के नए ट्रीज ग्रो कर लो, राइट. तो वो एरिया खराब होने से बच जाएगा, फॉरेस्ट डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं होगा. देयर शुड बी टोटल कंट्रोल और बैन ऑन ट्री कटिंग विच आर नॉट फुल्ली ग्रोन. कई बार लोग आधे ग्रो हुए ट्री को भी कट करके उसका वुड ले जाते हैं. दिस डिस्ट्रॉयज द फॉरेस्ट अ लॉट, सो दिस शुड नॉट बी डन. नाउ दोज इंडस्ट्रीज विच रिसीव देयर रॉ मटेरियल फ्रॉम फॉरेस्ट शुड बी फोर्स्ड और कंपेल्ड टू ग्रो मोर ट्रीज फॉर फ्यूचर नीड्स. तो हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं जिसका रॉ मटेरियल डायरेक्टली आ रहा है फ्रॉम फॉरेस्ट, लाइक से वी मेक पेपर, वी मेक मैच बॉक्स, मैच स्टिक्स की स्टिक, देन नॉट मेनी थिंग्स, सम स्पोर्ट्स प्रोडक्ट एंड मेडिकल हर्ब्स वी गेट फ्रॉम फॉरेस्ट. तो इन लोगों पे हमें एक कंट्रोल ले आना है. गवर्नमेंट शुड फोर्स देम to carry out afforestation, that is they should grow more trees because they want to cut the trees. तो future generation के लिए भी this order should be passed. Under the name of ecotourism, forest cover should not be damaged and should be strictly controlled. तो ये भी हमने सुना है कि कई बार लोगों की या बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए उनको एक टूर पे ले जाते हैं. Sometime under the name of ecotourism people move out in forest research के लिए, पढ़ाई के लिए, लेकिन they don't take care of the forest, they destroy, they damage it. तो यहाँ पे भी strictness आनी चाहिए. Widespread public awareness program should be carried out among local people. तो सबके लिए तो है ही awareness, but उस एरिया के जो लोग रह रहे हैं उनमें भी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करनी है हमें. अवेयरनेस मतलब एक जागृति लानी है उनमें, दैट डोंट डिस्ट्रॉय द फॉरेस्ट एंड द इम्पॉर्टेंस ऑफ फॉरेस्ट एंड देयर कंजर्वेशन पॉलिसीज, दैट इज स्ट्रैटेजीज, should be included in a school and college syllabus. They should explain that how these forests are so very necessary and important to us, so we should conserve it. And the next we move on to social forestry. Now very simple, what do you mean by social forestry? First of all, सोसाइटी में हमें ये देखना है कि जहाँ पे भी बैरन या फिर ऐसी खाली जगह पड़ी हो, बहुत सालों से कोई एक ग्राउंड बंजर पड़ा हुआ है, वहाँ पे सिर्फ बच्चे जाके क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं, या जस्ट दैट लैंड इज़ लाइंग डाउन विदाउट एनी यूज़ और एनीथिंग, तो उस एरिया में हमें ट्रीज़ ग्रो करने हैं उस ग्राउंड पे। या फिर रेलवे ट्रैक्स के दोनों और जो खाली ज़मीन पड़ी हुई है वहाँ पे कुछ छोटे मोटे ग्रीन लीव्स, सम ट्रीज एंड ऑल वी कैन ग्रो। एंड फुटपाथ के साइड में हम ग्रो कर सकते हैं, डिवाइडर पे ग्रो कर सकते हैं, दिस आर विच यू मस्ट हैव सीन ऑन दी हाईवे साइड, कैसे डिवाइडर पे उन्होंने कलरफुल प्लांट्स ग्रो किए हैं। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड सोशल फॉरेस्ट्री. So social forestry and agroforestry should be developed very deeply by taking some proper steps for the necessity of fodder and firewood. तो हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ट्रीज और स्मॉल प्लांट्स भी ग्रो करने हैं ताकि जो कैटल रेयरिंग के लिए लोगों को जो फॉडर चाहिए, फॉडर मीन्स इज द फूड ऑफ कैटल, और उस एरिया के लोगों के लोकल लोगों को लिए जो फायरवुड चाहिए हमें, that we can grow. Then in place of firewood again, some alternative options we can use like solar energy, natural gas, etc. Now forest resources should be used very sparingly, carefully and in limited amount in order to make the process of tree growth faster. अगर हमें tree growth का process fast करना है और healthy बनाना है, then what we can do? ट्री के आसपास चेकआउट करना है कि कोई इन्फेक्टेड ट्रीज है तो उसे हम निकाल देंगे। जैसे पेस्ट लगा हुआ है, वो ट्री बहुत ही डिजीज ट्री है, देन रिमूव दैट ट्री, तो बाकी के ट्रीज हेल्दीली ग्रो कर पाएंगे और स्पीडीली ग्रो हो जाएंगे। फॉरेस्ट फायर पे ध्यान रखना है बिकॉज दैट इज मैक्सिमम डैमेज इज डन टू फॉरेस्ट थ्रू फॉरेस्ट फायर। फिर एक सेपरेट सिस्टम या एक फोर्स नेशनल लेवल पे हमें क्रिएट करना है टू डाउज द फायर, दैट इज टू एक्सटिंग्विश द फायर. So some rules and orders are necessary to take care of the forest. Now due to increased means of transportation and easy travel, बहुत सारे pilgrims वो रिलीजियस प्लेस जो फॉरेस्ट एरिया से गुजर के जा रहे हैं या उस एरिया में है, वो आसानी से पहुंच जाते हैं वहाँ पे. लाइक व्हेन यू गो टू बद्रीनाथ, केदारनाथ, यू सी द फॉरेस्ट कवर, यू पास थ्रू इट एंड पीपल पास थ्रू इट टू अटेंड दी भंडारा फेयर्स. परिक्रमा, बहुत सारे परिक्रमा दैट इज सर्कुलर ट्रैवल, मतलब कि पालीताना जाते हो तो लोग एक माउंटेन के चक्कर काटते हैं, या नॉट पालीताना में बी एनी अदर स्मॉल माउंटेन, शत्रुंजय, एंड देयर इज ऑल्सो लाइक नदी की परिक्रमा करते हैं. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स पीपल डू गो, देयर इज नो हार्म, नथिंग रॉन्ग, बट they throw garbage over there and then they return. This should not be done. Litter matlab dirty things, garbage. So at that time if this garbage is not cleared, forest will get polluted. And area should be demarcated, मतलब एक बाउंड्री ड्रॉ कर लेनी है और रिजर्व करनी है कि इसी एरिया में सिर्फ कैटल को हम ग्रेजिंग के लिए ले जाएंगे. गवर्नमेंट शुड डिमार्केट, गवर्नमेंट को फिक्स करना है कि इतने ही एरिया में लोग कैटल रेयरिंग करवा सकते हैं, तो ओवर ग्रेजिंग नहीं होगी. और अगर ओवर ग्रेजिंग नहीं होगी तो फॉरेस्ट भी डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं होगा, बिकॉज ओवर ग्रेजिंग इज वन ऑफ द रीजन ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ फॉरेस्ट. नाउ हम ऊपर का एक पार्ट देख लेते हैं बिकॉज दैट विल बी ईजी फॉर यू फॉर लर्निंग द आंसर. लार्ज डाइवर्सिटी इन क्लाइमेट इन इंडिया. अब इंडिया में हम क्या देखते हैं, क्लाइमेट अलग अलग है. अब देखो क्लाइमेट तो वही होगी पूरे इंडिया के लिए, लाइक यू कैन से समर, विंटर, रेनी, रिट्रीटिंग. बट अब जैसे अप्रैल अब चल रहा है तो कहीं पे वी आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग मोर हीट, एंड इफ़ यू गो टू नॉर्थ वहाँ पे भी समर ही है बट गर्मी थोड़ी कम होगी. गो टू साउथ वहाँ पे भी वही है, इट इज़ समर, बट बिकॉज ऑफ सी कोस्ट अगेन वो कुछ अलग एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे हैं. तो ये हुआ large diversity in climate and physiography is also different in India. Physiography मतलब कहीं पे mountains, कहीं पे hills, कहीं पे plateaus, कहीं पे desert, somewhere you have flat regions, somewhere you are near the rivers. तो ये अलग अलग फिजियोग्राफी है हमारी कंट्री की, ड्यू टू विच हम क्या देखते हैं, वाइल्ड लाइफ, बर्ड्स, वेजिटेशन में भी वेराइटी मिल जाती है. यू सी वेरिएशंस, देयर इज लॉट्स ऑफ डिफरेंस इन वाइल्ड लाइफ, बर्ड्स, वेजिटेशन एट्सेट्रा. तो इन वर्ल्ड you will see there are about 15 lakh species of animals and birds. Out of this India में कितने हैं? 81,251 species. India biodiversity में कौन सा हमारा ranking है? 12th in the world. Tiger land is seen today only in India but in its natural home, that is forest. Migratory birds are seen in watershed areas like Nal Sarovar, you all must have gone, Bharatpur, and you can say, yes, migratory birds, very beautiful place in Ahmedabad, that is Thor. And these are some very beautiful places where you can go and enjoy the colorful migratory birds. Then there are in Odisha, we see sea turtles, and in southern rainforest, we see king cobra, Indian python, etc. And the next one is wildlife is on extinction today. मतलब वो गायब होते जा रहे हैं. गायब मतलब छू होके वापस नहीं आएंगे, वो आएंगे ही नहीं वापस. सो व्हाट हैव वी टू डू? टेक केयर ऑफ इट, क्योंकि एक हमारी नेचुरल साइकिल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ग्रीन वेजिटेशन कौन खाएगा? तो हर्बीवरस. हर्बीवरस को कौन खा रहा है? कार्निवरस. कार्निवरस को कौन हंट कर रहा है? वी ओमनीवरस, दैट इज ह्यूमन बीइंग. And this is how the whole चक्कर keeps on rotating. तो अगर उसमें से एक चीज़ गायब हो जाए, से कार्निवरस, तो कौन बढ़ जाएगा? हर्बीवरस, क्योंकि उनको खाने वाले ही चले गए. अब हर्बीवरस बढ़ जाएंगे तो वो ज़्यादा क्या खाएंगे? ग्रीन लीफी थिंग्स एंड ऑल. मतलब कि हमारे लिए वो चीज़ कम पड़ जाएगी. तो हमारा एक देयर विल बी प्रॉब्लम for us to survive. तो वाइल्ड हर एक पूरी एक ये नेचुरल साइकिल है, इससे हमें ये एक चेन है जिसे हमें कंट्रोल पे रखना है. वी हैव टू सी कि कोई भी एक लेवल डिस्टर्ब ना हो यहाँ पे. एंड सो लेट्स सी ओवर हियर, इन लास्ट सेंचुरी many tigers were found in the forests of Eider, Ambaji, etc. Today they have become extinct from Gujarat. Cheetah extinct from India. Many birds, sorry for the spelling typed wrong, BIRDS. Many birds species became extinct from our country. There is danger today to alligators, Ganga river dolphin, etc. Sea turtles in past came in large number on the coast of Odisha and Gujarat. Today it is on the verge of, that is very close to extinction. अगर हम स्टेप्स नहीं लेंगे, इफ विल नॉट फॉलो स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स रिलेटेड टू इट, देन वो भी गायब हो जाएंगे. सी टर्टल एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाएंगे. वाटरफॉल्स दे आर डिक्रीजिंग, राइट. तो ये वाटरफॉल्स मतलब जल बिलाड़ी, ये पहले कहाँ पे ज़्यादा हमें मिल जाते थे? नर्मदा रिवर, तापी, माही, साबरमती, दिस रिवर्स ऑफ गुजरात. बट ये काफ़ी एक्सटिंक्ट हो चुके हैं. So time has come for all of us to give a thought on it very seriously. So at least we as a good citizen, a very, you can say, careful citizen and aware citizen, we have to see कि हम हमारी ओर से कहीं पे ये गलत काम ना करें और दूसरों को भी समझाएं that how important is forest and the wildlife. Thank you so much. And we continue with this in the next lecture. And collect your any doubts and just message it to us. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the 9th chapter of Social Studies. In the previous video of 9th chapter, we were dealing with the types of forest, classification of forest on the basis of ownership, management, administration, and the reasons of deforestation, what were the effects of deforestation, and then we saw about the wildlife on the verge of extinction. Now let's see in this video related to the reasons for the destruction of wildlife. Now due to human interference in the grassy area or grassland and in watershed region of the forest, we see that the natural habitat, that is the abode or the home of wildlife, is put in danger. So first big reason for the wildlife destruction is human being keep on interfering in the nature. Second is deforestation, which we did earlier, that we cut down the trees, we destroy the forest for our own benefit, for commercialization. So that also leads to the destruction of the wildlife. And the third is we want the hair, skin, teeth, etc. So hunting is carried out of these animals, and these are the three main reasons you could say for the destruction of wildlife. Then few more reasons. Development motive, that is motive means the goal of the country is to develop more than the previous year. Now it so happens that in this, to achieve this goal of development, we exploit forest, and then there is greedy motive also, that is because of the greediness, and more development projects like multi-purpose project, mining minerals, expansion of new cities or settlements. All these things leads to the forest destruction, due to which wildlife are displaced. That is, either they move to another area or they come on the verge of extinction. Then there is forests are encroached, means more and more people are destroying the forest. They are bringing some area of forest under their control because they want more wood for fuel, then they want grass for their cattle grazing. So there are lot many reasons for the forest destruction, due to which there is wildlife destruction. And finally there is forest fire, that is forest fire engulfs, means it takes into its hold many species, that is it destroys many species of animals. And when the forest fire occurs at the time of rearing the young ones of the birds, that is when the birds are nurturing their young ones or when they are hatching their eggs, it creates a very bad impact on the number of wild animals. They start reducing, and sometimes it so happens that that particular number or species of that animal or bird becomes extinct. Now the seventh reason over here we can say is loss of natural home. That is, this wildlife, because of the destruction of forest, they come in, you can call it urban places. Then they come into conflict with human being, and human being on the other hand, under fear, they kill this animal. So the animal lose their life. Then they are also being hunted for biomedicine, perfumes and many other reasons. So these were the main reasons for the animal or wildlife coming on the verge of extinction. Now let's see about few of these species or some of the animals and birds which are on the verge of extinction, which we have to take care of. Now red panda, there's in the blue box below it is given. Now it is found in cold region of eastern Himalayas. Food is bamboo sprouts, that is it doesn't eat bamboo, but it's a sprout. And then there are eggs, small birds it eats, it also eats some insects, etc. And during the daytime it is less active. Besides India, it is also found in neighboring nations like Bhutan, China, Nepal and Myanmar. Now, let's see some of the measures to preserve our wildlife. That is, what should we do to preserve the wildlife? First of all, we will have to change our attitude, that is, our thinking, our behavior towards this forest. And if suppose we compulsorily, if we have to cut off some trees, then the same species, more trees should be grown. So attitude should be changed towards the forest. Now forest is, you can say, is a source of unlimited income. That is the thought of people. But it's a mistake. Though people think that through forest we will earn unlimited income, but that will bring lots of destruction to the planet Earth itself. The natural home is to be saved. We have to save this forest. Maintain the balance in the nature so that the herbivorous, carnivorous, vegetation, everything remains in balance on this earth. And overgrazing should be brought under control. Next is some more measures, that is strict laws government will have to make the people follow, and that is hunting should be banned strictly. Next, laws should be implemented strictly. That is, for example, if only on the notice board, if it is written that so and so test is going to be taken on so and so day, but then it is not being implemented. That is, maybe the one who is in charge of taking the test and all is not paying attention to it, that or is not strict towards the students that whether they have given the test or not. So laws are easy to write down, but then it should be implemented strictly. The government will have to see that common citizens follow it. Otherwise, they should be punished with a big amount of money. So heavy punishment on illegal mining also. That is, if illegal mining without government permission, if anyone carries out mining, then they should be punished. Animals should not be disturbed in procreative period. That is, when they are going to give birth to a child, or some months before that when they are in the process of their conceiving the child, that time the animal should not be disturbed. Otherwise, that particular animal number will start reducing. Create awareness on a wide scale, and just see that last part, that programs should be arranged to bring widespread awareness in the society. And if the wildlife protection force is inactive, that is, if the people who are in charge of protecting this wildlife, if that group is not working properly, then pressure should be brought on that group itself, and to preserve the forest and wildlife should be given more importance. And we also will see over here that study is also carried out related to fisheries and all. Now the next is Ganga river dolphin. Now Ganga river dolphin, found in river Brahmaputra, Ganga, is a freshwater species usually found in deep calm water. Deforestation, dirty water release, it has brought danger to the existence of this species. And because this particular species lives only in deep and calm water, but then the water gets dirty and it doesn't remain calm, and on and off there is dirty, you can say the dirt is released in such river water. So this species get disturbed. And few dolphins are found in Chambal river. It comes to the surface to breathe and it makes su-su sound. is also known as Sas या Swiss and found in Nepal and Bangladesh also. So apart from this, we come over to wildlife protection, some projects. If we want to increase the number of these animals which are in danger, we'll have to first of all create awareness, and projects are being also carried out to increase their number. So the first one, tiger project, you will see over here, it started, it was said as per one of the research or estimate that there were more than 40,000 tigers in India in 20th century. 20th century, that is somewhere in 1900 to 1999. But now this number has started decreasing. Illegal hunting, deforestation. So then somewhere in the after the mid of 20th century, that is 1971, our government started with Save Tiger project. Steps taken are, we have to maintain their natural home, protect the tigers, increase their number, maintain the natural balance, maintain ecological balance at country level, and till today we have implemented this project in about 44 regions. And one more that we will move over to is related to, say, after tiger project, that is, or I would say that we could move on to two more projects at present after tiger project, that is leopard and cheetah. Now, leopard belongs to cat family, smaller than lion, tiger, sorry for that wrong spell over there, SMALLER. So once again, leopard belongs to cat family, smaller than lion and tiger, found in India, dark black in color, found in large number in Gujarat's forest. Often it comes to human regions where human beings live, or you can call it human settlement. But human beings unknowingly call it cheetah, but it is a leopard. Cheetah actually has become extinct from our country. Today it is found only in African forest, and in India, if we see, it is found only in zoo. So this difference you will have to learn between leopard and cheetah. And two more. Here is elephant project, rhino project. Now this project was started in 1992, that is elephant project. Its main goal was to provide elephants protection in their natural home and to protect their home and their migratory corridors. Migratory corridors means when elephant move from one forest to other, so that in between the whole region we have to protect so that elephants are not harmed. Today there are about 26 such protective zones for elephant in India. After we implemented this elephant project, we have seen an increase in the number of elephants in Indian forest. Besides, this project also works to maintain the domesticated elephant, not the wild one. These are domesticated elephant also. We try to take care of it and maintain them. And rhino project, this project is created for the protection of one-horned rhino of India. In India, most of these one-horned rhino are found in Assam state. They are also found in large number in Sundarban region of West Bengal. According to the strategy or policy of Rhino Vision 2020. Now what is Rhino Vision 2020? That is, government had decided that what the government has visualized, what it has seen for the future of rhino, that their number we have to increase to 3,000 by 2020. Right? So it is called Rhino Vision 2020. According to the strategy, increase in the number of rhino is targeted at 3,000. So we stop over here, and the third and the last part will be in the next lecture. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the third and the last part of our 9th chapter of Social Studies. Now, in the first two videos, we had seen about the destruction of forests, reason of it, why the number of wild animals are on decrease, and few projects we had seen. We had also done about cheetah, leopard, red panda, and Ganga river dolphin. Here we deal with few more projects. Now the projects are always carried out with the goal or with the purpose to preserve the wildlife. That is, if it is tiger project, it was started because the number of tigers were diminishing. So to increase their number, tiger project was started. Now here we are dealing with crocodile project. Now this species of alligators or crocodile, you can say, which is found in fresh water, was nearly on the edge of or verge of getting extinct in the decade of 1970s. So Indian government took steps on time to start the crocodile project. Fifth is vulture project. Vulture is called the cleanliness worker of nature. Why? Because it eats the meat of dead animals, and there are about 9 subspecies of vulture in our country. Due to rapid decrease in its number, a very great decrease, or you can call unusual decrease in the number of vulture. Vulture project was started by Indian government in 2004. So the objectives here you will be learning, like 1970s and 2004, 9 subspecies, etc. Now we move on to snow leopard project. This species, which is found at the height of about 3,000 meters in Himalayas, they live in snow only. This project was started in the year 2000. Again, the purpose was same, to increase its number, and another purpose was to increase awareness or knowledge about snow leopard among the people living in that area, that is local people, so that people would become aware to protect this snow leopard. Besides this, other projects also are in operational stage, that is, our government is working on these projects, which includes Kashmiri Hangul project, Red Panda project, Manipur Tamil project for the special species of deer which are found in Manipur. Then there is Ganga dolphin project on Ganga Brahmaputra rivers, and many other projects. As we move ahead, we see now what all things came into being to protect this wildlife. So this part you had done in 9th standard, but here it is with some more points discussed. Sanctuaries, national park, bioreserve, together it could be asked for 3 marker. But individually, that is only sanctuary or only national park, could be asked for 2 marker. So let's move ahead with sanctuary. Sanctuaries, national parks and bioreserves are established to protect the wildlife. Now all these words, 3 words, they sound same, that is synonym they sound like. But there is some difference as they are not same. Let's see what's the difference in these 3. First is sanctuary. Now here human activities are allowed, that is permitted, but with some rules and regulations to be followed. That is, human beings are allowed to enter sanctuary but only up till a particular limit. Second, domesticated animals, that is cattle and all, can be allowed to eat grass, that is they are allowed to graze but for that permission is to be taken from the authorities of sanctuary. Third, wildlife sanctuary is established to protect some species. Sanctuary can be established by the government, but government also has to follow some procedure. Some examples of sanctuaries of our country are Periyar, Chandraprabha, Etunagaram, etc. Now this will be explained to you on map, that is how to show these things on map, but that will be when we come face to face. But before that, one work for compulsion you will have to do is, you will have to first of all learn how many states a country has with its name and place it on the Indian map, right? You must be having some blank map of India. Fill it up. One time filling up, you will not be perfect. You will have to keep on trying. And then geography lessons will become easy related to map filling. The next we move on to is national park. Now compared to sanctuary, this is a more protected zone. More than one ecosystem is included here. Now why it is called more protected zone than sanctuary? Because in sanctuary animal grazing was allowed, human activities allowed up till certain limit. Here animal grazing is not at all allowed. There is a complete ban on it. It is not centered around one species as it is in a sanctuary. In a sanctuary we see that the main goal is to take care of, or you can say preserve one particular species. Here the goal is, you can say, preserve more than one species. So it is said, that second point, that more than one ecosystem is included here. We are not focusing only on, say, protecting lion over here or protecting, say, only tigers, but more than one ecosystem. Next, it is established through the coordination, that is with the joint effort of state and central government. Some important examples of it are Kaziranga, Corbett, Velavadar, Marine National Park. Gir is called National Park also and Sanctuary also. Then there is Dachigam. These are some important national parks of India. Next we move ahead to Bioreserve Zone. Learn it perfectly again. Now this is formed according to international rules, that is norms. Main purpose is to protect physical and cultural diversity of any region. So here we take care of the surrounding also apart from the species. Now, besides all vegetation, insects and land of that area, lifestyle of people living in that region also is protected. So it is written in second point that the purpose is to protect physical and cultural diversity of that region. So let's move ahead. Special arrangements are created for research work and training about bioreserve. So when bioreserves comes in existence, we carry out research and training work for it. In such proclaimed area, proclaim means those areas which are announced as bioreserve zone, that is called, they are proclaimed, announced. So in such proclaimed area, all external human activities are not allowed. They are totally restricted. Now, as per the international norms, average area of bioreserve zone is larger or should be larger than 5,000 square kilometers. Some examples are given below: Nilgiri, Gulf of Mannar, Great Nicobar, Sundarban, Panchmadi, etc. are important bioreserves of India. The Run of Kutch of Gujarat was declared as bioreserve zone in 2008 to protect a special environmental condition, that is to protect its surrounding. Now the next is developmental process is important, that is inevitable. You can't say कि चलो भाई यहीं पे आज ही हम डेवलपमेंट स्टॉप कर देते हैं. Okay, now the situation is related to the corona, so you have to stop the new research and production department and lot many things. But in our normal routine life, development is very necessary. You can't skip off development. Are you happy with what you have today or what you bought 1 year back in your house? No, we are not happy because human desires, wishes, dreams, wants are unlimited, and to fulfill them we have to develop, we have to move ahead. So development is inevitable, but along with it, it is very important that we keep in mind its negative effect on the entire living system or life system while we plan out the development of our country. Once again, when our country is planning out its development scheme like 5-year plans and many other planning system, we have to see or we have to keep in mind that carry out the developmental process but see that its negative effects are minimum. Whenever one species gets completely destroyed or is in danger, the result of these disturbances in the food chain are far reaching. This example I gave you before, that herbivorous animal eats green plants, carnivorous eats herbivorous, and then there is omnivorous, that is who eats both, that is they are veg and non-veg. One example is human being, and then there are many other examples. Now if carnivorous for example gets destroyed or is in danger, तो herbivorous के नंबर बढ़ जाएंगे क्योंकि उनको खाने वाले ही कम हो गए. Now it so happens when herbivorous number increases, तो प्लांट खाने वाले ज़्यादा हो गए, that is herbivorous number increases, तो प्लांट हमारे लिए मतलब वेजिटेशन हमारे लिए कम हो जाएंगे. तो मतलब एक पूरी हमारी एक जो साइकिल है फूड चेन गेट्स डिस्टर्ब्ड और उसके नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट बहुत हैं. इन फूड चेन एवरी इंसेक्ट हैज़ एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल टू प्ले. So you can't say that the small ant, that minutest of the ant is not important in the food chain, is equally important, and so it is there on this planet. Some plant or some trees, we can't say it is not important. Because it is there on our planet, it is important. It is a part of our food chain. So we have to take care of all the species of plants, animals, etc. If a life is lost, this entire food chain comes into problem. The entire structure will experience disturbances. If one species is removed from this chain, natural cycle will break down. After many years, you will see its effect. These effects reach men very late. Hence, we are not aware of it. Simple example. 10th फर्स्ट लेक्चर स्टार्ट हुआ तो क्या उसका जो रिज़ल्ट है बोर्ड एग्ज़ाम का रिज़ल्ट तुम्हें उसी दिन मिल गया या नेक्स्ट मंथ पता चल गया. टुडे इट इज़ वी हैव सीन 23 days of our 10th standard lectures. We started on 1st of April. Now जितने भी हमने लेक्चर्स दिए और तुमने सुने, तुमने हार्डवर्क किया उस पर, तो क्या रिज़ल्ट आ चुका तुम्हारा पूरे 10th का? नो. इसकी असर कब दिखाई देगी, रिजल्ट कब पता चलेगा? इफ यू वर्क हार्ड, गुड रिजल्ट. इफ यू डोंट वर्क हार्ड, नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इट ऑन योर लाइफ. आर यू गेटिंग इट? द एग्जाम्पल. सो आज जो हम खराब कर रहे हैं नेचर में, जो हम गलत काम कर रहे हैं, उसकी असर दिखाई देगी 10, 15, 20 साल के बाद. मतलब कि तब की जनरेशन लॉस में. आज हम जो लॉस में जा रहे हैं, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ पास्ट एक्टिविटीज ऑफ द पीपल. दे might have not taken care of nature, so it happened. So we have to take care now. We have to be aware and create awareness. And those environmental dangers which we are following are the result of carelessness that was developed before many decades, that is many years in the past. Because people didn't take care of the environment, we are facing is negative impact. If we have planned development, there will not be any problem. मतलब कि फर्स्ट लाइन इस स्लाइड की, डेवलपमेंट ज़रूरी है, इनएविटेबल, लेकिन प्लानिंग ठीक से अगर करें, देन प्रॉब्लम विल बी लेस. Friendly approach with the environment is very necessary for the present time. And hinotro, let's see what is it. It lives in dry and semi-dry region, that is arid and semi-arid regions, found in greater and smaller run of Kutch. It's taller than fox, fleshy around mouth, और उसके कान बहुत ही बड़े हैं, लंबे हैं. यू कैन से हाई ईयर्स. फूड क्या है उसका? स्मॉल बर्ड्स एंड एनिमल्स. और हमें कैसे पता चलता है कि ये हिनोत्रो है? बाय इट्स फुटप्रिंट्स. लाइक व्हेन यू गो टू कॉर्बेट, तो तुम्हें कैसे पता चलेगा? जाते क्यों हो वहाँ पे? टू सी अ पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज ऑफ एनिमल. बट हाउ डू यू कम टू नो अबाउट इट? बाय इट्स फुटप्रिंट्स. सिमिलरली हिनोत्रो के फुटप्रिंट से हमें पता चलता है दैट विच एनिमल पास फ्रॉम दैट रीजन. एंड द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस चैप्टर इज दुगाम. इट्स वाटर एनिमल, दैट इज एक्वेटिक एनिमल, फाउंड along the west coast of India, that is on the western side of India. Its main food is seagrass and vegetation. Occasionally, that is sometimes, it eats water animals also, and it is mostly hunted by human being for its meat and fat. Now we see it in less number, that is it is found in less number. And you can see that last sentence in that blue box. Earlier it was found frequently, मतलब बहुत बार देखा गया है उसे along the Gujarat coast, especially along Saurashtra coast. But today it is rarely, मतलब hardly seen along the Gujarat coast. So thank you very much, and we meet in the next lecture with English. Till then, see you.